I mean, what an amazing mother. How lovely. So
Yes.
16, she had you at 16.
Yes. She had me
Oh,
in the 70s, and that's obviously a taboo in the 70s. She was told you need to wear a wedding ring, etc., and all those things. Life was against her, but she was determined. I don't know if anyone on this call has ever been like determined to do something, but to be 16, so young, having a baby, being kicked out of her house, boyfriend leaving her, that was her start. And she graduated as a social worker, and she did it. And she then helped other people. And seeing that growing up, that inspired me, that despite of my circumstances where I am in life, she can do it at 16 on the street with no one. I can do it, and so can you
definitely.
too. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Definitely. So yeah, I can definitely see where you've got your motivational from, because yeah, that is very inspiring. I mean, at 16 to have a child, to not have nothing, and wow, she's brought up an absolutely beautiful, intelligent, inspirational woman. Fantastic. You
Thank you. She
really
only had
are.
me. She only had the one, poor thing. She couldn't manage anymore.
But how lovely. What a beautiful story. That's
Yeah, and
so
that
nice.
story's in my book, Open Doors. And she's
Yes,
one of my legends, my heroes. So yes.
I have read your book actually. I have read
Mm.
your book and it is very inspiring. So I do encourage people to go out there and buy Open Doors. It's like, I've got it in my bedroom and I'm like, oh no, I haven't got it on the table here. So it's like, ooh. Excellent. Excellent. So let's go back in time. So what was schooling like for you? And how did you first get started? So Tom, let's go back in time. Tell me about
Oh, it's a long time that, Lesleye.
we can do it. What was that
So,
like? What was schooling like for you? And what was it like living, as a single, no brothers and sisters, just you and your mum? What was that like?
so growing up as a child, I absolutely enjoyed my childhood. I said to my mom, don't have any more children, because I'm spoiled. I just want the attention for myself. There's no room for anyone else. And I also grew up with my grandma as well. So it was the three of us living together, which was absolutely amazing. And growing up, going to school, that was difficult, being shy, quiet, lacked
You're
confidence, just
shy.
because.
Sorry. Go on. Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So this is it. People wouldn't believe my story from my beginnings. I was shy, quiet, lacked confidence, low self-esteem. Because I was told I'd amount to nothing, I'd be nothing, I'd end up like my mom, all those negative things that people said to me. And I obviously consumed it all and believed the lies that people told me. And then going to school, and all my school reports that you read never speaks out in lessons. So I did just that. I didn't say anything for my 5 years of school. Just went through school just like that. And I was always at the back of the class, quiet, did nothing. But there was one subject that I really loved and excelled in, which was English. Now I know, why, because I love to write. And the teacher saw something in me. And that was really nice. And she always nurtured that and encouraged me to do something with it. So growing up, it was hard, being a single parent household, not really any money, but I had the love of my mom and my grandma. So that was good. But growing up, I think I was in year 11, or I think we used to call it 5th year growing up.
Yeah, 5th year.
My grandma passed away very young. She was only 50 something or 50 something. And that was really sad, really hard for us. But I remember all the lessons and the things that she used to say to me, and I still hear them to this day. And it feels like, I tell my children all about her all the time, and it feels like she's always here with us. And it's like yesterday it happened. I can retell the whole story of when she passed away. she's left an amazing legacy and an impact on my life. So she's another influencer in my life as to why I'm here today.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice. And it's really nice that, you know, you had an opportunity to grow up with your grandma. You know,
Yes.
that is so special. You know, I never had that opportunity. My grandparents, they both lived in Jamaica. So I never had the opportunity to meet my grandma because she died at a young age in her 50s. But my granddad, I did meet him on my mum's side in Jamaica, and that was a really special moment. So yeah, but yeah, what a lovely story. So then, so you've grown up in a single household. You told your mum not to have any more children because he loved all the attention. Fantastic. Not like me, there was like 8 of us.
Oh wow.
Yeah, exactly. So we was like, anyway, that was a different story. But yeah, so then leaving home, and you've said you've got 2 children, and tell us about your life and, you know, with your children. What's that like?
So just to rewind a little bit, like you said, I left home. I was about 19, and my life was mediocre. I don't know about you, Lesleye. I don't know if you've ever been in that position, or anyone listening, and you've been in that place of mediocre. Okay. I felt stuck. I wanted to do more with my life.
Yeah.
I think I just finished my A-levels or something, and it was the traditional A-levels, go uni and all that. So I followed that road. And I wanted to go to university, and I thought, okay, I'm going to apply for university. And I think at the time I currently applied to be a youth worker. And I thought I need to do something with my life, but being here, I just felt, I'm from Birmingham originally. So being back home in Birmingham, I was like, okay, I need to do something. So I applied for university. And then, Lesleye, this is just unbelievable. You know what university is like. I'm applying for university. There's loads of places, loads of courses. This particular course, they only did it in Manchester. I think this was a setup. I really do think it was a setup for me to actually physically move from where I'm at, out of my comfort zone, to move into the uncomfortable where I'm going to grow and be challenged. So when I told my mom that I am moving to Manchester, it wasn't an easy decision. It was very difficult. But she knew that I had to do it for me to grow and to be, you know, to be all that I needed to be. And she always said to me, Tarnya, you can do anything you want. And she always, you know, said those positive affirmations over me.
Yeah.
So I left Birmingham with 1 suitcase and a one-way ticket.
Oh, wow.
21 years later.
Wow.
It still is a hard journey and a road to travel. When you have that goal, like Les says, you got to be hungry.
Yes.
I was hungry for something. For me, who's shy, quiet, lacks self-esteem, to move from my comfort of my home to go to a city that I know no one, I must have been hungry. Yeah. But at the time, I didn't realize it.
Yeah, I can get that. I understand that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And so I moved into a student accommodation, which was very uncomfortable for me, living with other people. And anyway, we won't go into that.
No.
But I then soon met these 2 lovely ladies at university. And the story is very long. But anyway, I then met their brother, who fell in love with me.
Oh, wow. Go on, my girl. Go
love
on.
Love at first sight, darling.
Of course.
And we will be celebrating our 20-year anniversary next month.
Whoa.
So I moved to Manchester for a purpose, not just for man. But I pursued my degree, and I swapped courses, and I did a teaching degree, and that's what I did. And I pursued, and I had a career of 15 years of a lecturer, and something I was told I would never be able to do. But you know, when you're hungry for something, I did it, and I pursued it, and I had a very great career. And I had many challenges along the way, still do. But it's about how we navigate our way through our challenges. It's about that perseverance and that determination. And I have a very determined.
Oh no, what's happened?
As a teacher.
Yeah.
And they said, you know, they encouraged me to finish off my year of doing my degree. And I wasn't driving at the time. And I'd work at Wally Range High School. And I would get on the bus with my daughter at the time. And it was 2 buses, drop her off to nursery. Then I would either walk or get the bus to work for 8:30. Then when work had finished at 4:00, I'd get on the bus to Stockport, do my degree, finishes at 9:30 at night, getting home at 10:30 to do it all again. And I did that for a while, and I just was like, it had to be done. It was necessary for me to do that in order to pursue my goals, and that's what I did.
Wow. So have you always had, because it sounds like you've always had that determination, that passion, that drive to, you know, to push yourself forward? Where does that come from? I mean, I know with your mum, you know, her life, but for you to carry that through for such a long time, how have you been able to, you know, carry it through?
For me, growing up as a child, I lacked certain things, and I'm not like going, oh, poor me and woe is me and everything, because obviously I'm okay. But when you're in it, you're feeling like, oh my gosh. But when I reflect back, I had so much.
Yeah.
But there were certain things that I lacked in my life, and that's okay. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And growing up, I wanted certain things. I wanted to ensure that if I was ever to ever get married, that I would have that man in my life for the rest of my life, because my dad rejected me. I don't know why. He just did. I've met him a few times. I wrote it in my book, Open Doors, and he's just not interested. So I've not seen him for probably 14 years. And that's okay, because I'm healed. I'm okay with it. At the time growing up, I wasn't, but I'm okay with that. So I think I'm determined, because there's certain things that I lacked in my life. And I know that I want to be able to fulfill certain things and do certain things. And I know I had it in me, but it was untapped.
Yeah.
So I just kept going for it. Yes, as that song says, I get knocked down, but I get up again. And that's what I kept doing. I kept getting up, failing, getting up. And we fail our way forward.
Yes.
And that's what we do. And we attempt and we try things. You never know if it's going to work if you don't attempt
give it a go.
to do it.
That's true.
Exactly.
That is so true. And so what about relationships? So 20 years you're going to be celebrating with your husband. How have you worked? How have you done that? How have you managed to get to 20 years? That's amazing.
Yeah, I just think it's a long story. I could write a book on everything of my life. It's a long story. I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version.
Go on.
When we were younger, I used to go to this Christian camp with my cousins and my sisters. But then we were just friends at the time. But and that's what we used to do. And the camp was amazing. But fast forward now, getting married, and I say to my friends back in Birmingham, I met this guy called Damien. And he's from Manchester. And I went, little Damien. And I'm like, and his sisters, Nicola and Amanda. I'm like, yeah. How do you know him? Because I went to the same camp as us, Tarnya. And I was like, no. So I said to Damien, did you go to camp? Yeah. And we relived all the experiences at camp, but we never met each other.
Wow.
So we just think it was meant to be. Yeah. And we've just worked on our relationship, you know. Obviously, we were very young. Both of us at university at the time together. Yeah. And pursuing our goals together. He wanted to go into engineering. I wanted to be a lecturer. And he's been in his job ever since. He's a 3D signal designer for a rail company. And he's doing that, and I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's just working at it. And that's what it is. Like I said, I'm determined. Yeah. You've got to make it work. And that's what we do. Make it work and make it happen. We have date nights and we go
Excellent.
out, we do things together,
Yeah.
and we're each other's best friends.
Good. And that's
So
really nice. Yeah.
that's how we work it. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's really nice, because I think that's how relationships meant to be. You're meant to be best friends and do silly things together,
Yeah.
and and have children, have date nights, have fun.
Yes.
That's lovely. That's lovely. So you said about Christian camp. So you're a Christian then?
I
How?
am indeed.
Yeah.
So I was brought up as a Christian in a Christian household, which I was quite fortunate, because I believe in you got to have some values and some standards to live by. Yeah. I do believe. And I live off a highest standard, which is God.
No.
And I live by those things. That's where my values, my norms come from. Yeah. And I've been in my church now, Victory Outreach Manchester, for coming up to 14 years. Myself and my husband were one of the leaders in the church, and we lead on different ministries in there. And we're so blessed and fortunate, not just to be leaders with the senior pastors, Pastor Paul and Sister Vicky, but we're also very good friends with them, and we journey together. And what I like about our church is that we have rehabilitation homes for men and women coming off drugs, alcohol, prostitution, all those types of things, the down and out, the outcasts, those that are counted out. Yeah. But, we help them. And what I love is a quick story. I remember I took about probably 2 years out of my career, and I helped the church out in the office. I was the office manager, and I set up some charity and things like that. And I wanted to help the homes in doing something. And you know me, education. Yeah. And I set up some education for them. So I said, I've got Salford to come in and to deliver some maths and English with them. Then I would teach them life skills. And then somebody emailed me from church that there's a competition going to win £10,000 for an organisation. So guess what Tarnya did? Tarnya applied for it. And it was just the last day to apply for it. And I did it. And we got in. And it was the one with the most text votes wins the competition. I was like, is that it? How easy is that? Because we are a worldwide ministry. We have like 45 churches around the world. Okay, we're going to Jamaica. Oh, come on. Really? We're in Mexico. We're in London. We're in Birmingham, Liverpool, Scotland, Mexico, Africa. We're in all over the world. Okay. It started in 1967 with Pastor Sonny Arganzoni. He just had a vision. He had just a vision. He was an ex-drug addict with a vision to start a church in 1967. Wow. All these years later, we're still going. So I'm encouraging you that's listening, if you have a vision and you're unsure how it's going to take place, don't worry about it. Just run with the vision and it will come to pass. I tell you that.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Amen to that. And yeah.
So, because we were so worldwide, I just said, we're going to get all the Victory Outreach churches on this thing. Lesleye, I'm not even joking. We were on top for one day. For the rest of the 4 weeks, we were losing big.
Wow.
I'm like, no, what is going on? I was like, I ain't going down without a fight. Exactly. You know me. I ain't going down without a fight. And I'm like, what's going on? Why are we so losing? So someone said, you know what? We're Victory Outreach. Why don't we go out on the street and get the votes? It was the last day, Lesleye. The last day. I came home from work. I said to Damien, I'm not stopping. I'm putting on my trainers. We're going to Oxford Road and we're going to get the votes. So me and a core of friends, we went on Oxford Road. We were going doing lecture shout outs.
I know Oxford Road.
We were doing everything to get those votes. Because why? We were determined. We were doing anything by all means necessary. We were doing it. And I'm not joking, Lesleye. The last hour, it was 12 minutes, it was 1 minute to midnight. We won. We won the £10,000. And that £10,000, what I did, I bought laptops for the organizer, for Victory Outreach, and I got lecturers in to come and teach the maths and English. We got disabled toilet. We did lots of different things with this £10,000 for this organisation. And I was just like, do you know what? I'm glad we won, because
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been pretty if we didn't. So be
Oh,
determined, whatever
fantastic.
that is,
Yeah.
be determined. And it was absolutely fantastic. You can read about it on the internet. It's on the internet. We got this big check, and
Yeah.
it was absolutely brilliant, absolutely
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Oh, that's amazing. So I take it you're still involved with your church and still doing different
Yes,
things with the,
heavily involved.
yeah.
We do marriage ministry. Everything's on Zoom now. So, I mentor women, which is my thing. I've done that for years. I've always done it, love it. And yeah, so I'm heavily involved in my church, in the ministry that I do, because I believe in helping people
Yeah.
from all walks of life, which is what I love to do. That's my purpose, and I
Yeah.
do it.
And
Mm.
you do it so well. You've inspired me so much. You're just amazing. And so,
Thank you.
so your career, you haven't always been, we're going to get onto your coaching, but like, I know you went into education, you worked within a school. Just talk to me about that. How was
Yes, I love teaching. I
that?
don't
Yeah.
know what it is. I just love teaching. I like to impart knowledge. And I knew that as a child, because my cousins growing up, I used to sit them down, say, right, and teach. I used to love Boys to Men.
Okay.
Anybody love Boys to Men?
Yeah.
I had
Brilliant.
everything of Boys to Men, everything, the book, the CDs, everything. My CDs were in chronological order.
Oh,
Hello.
God. I love that. Excellent.
Love Boys to Men. And I used to teach my cousins how to read from Boys to Men books, right?
Okay.
Absolutely loved it. Any kid that would come up to my house, they sat down and they would have to do something educational. I was always the educational
Wow.
one. My
Yeah.
mom said I never used to play out with the children. She used to catch me in the corner reading books far above my age group.
Wow.
So that's where it all stemmed from. So I then just thought, do you know what? I need to get into education. I don't know how I'm going to do it, because I always thought I'm not the brightest spark. I'm very quiet. How am I going to stand in front of students and teach? But I did it anyway, because it was in me. It's my
Yeah.
passion to
Yeah.
do that. So I pursued it, got my degree, did my teaching certificate, and I started out at Whalley Range High School. But I tell you a story to encourage somebody on this call today.
Go on.
I started off as a teaching assistant, but when I saw the advert, because my daughter's growing up, she had to go to nursery, and I thought I need to go back into education. I need to go back to the job, and I saw the advert, and I was looking for a teaching post. Pride got in the way, and I saw this job as a teaching assistant, and I thought, I'm not doing that. I'm a qualified teacher, okay? And so I just thought, let that by. And I wasn't getting any jobs, and I thought, Damien, what am I going to do? September's nearly here. Saw the job advertised again. I had to swallow my pride. Like my friend says, park your pride outside. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
I applied for the job and I got it. I was like, okay. Within about 6 weeks, they said to me, there is a position at the sixth form to teach sociology, childcare, and health and social care. Do you want it? I'm like, hello, of course I want it. So I didn't even have to have an interview. They just gave me the job.
Wow.
And I stayed there for 7 years, teaching years 10, 11, and the sixth form, health and social care, childcare, sociology. And that's what I taught there. And I absolutely loved it. Loved what I did. And then I moved on to Rochdale, teaching adults, health and social care, the unemployed, but wanting to go back into education and supporting them. So yeah, that's why. And I absolutely 15 years of doing that.
Wow.
Absolutely love it. And I see my students now, and they're like, Mrs. Cowley. I'm like, in my 20s now, I'm getting married, and I'm thinking, how old am I now then?
I know. The
But
time
it's
goes
great
by.
to see
Yeah.
the impact that I made
Exactly.
to help them. Part of their journey, not all of it, just a part, to help them, to propel them to their future, which is absolutely
and that's
great.
brilliant, because that's what children need, or young adults need. They need that encouragement, that support, for somebody to believe in their abilities, for them to strive forward. So fantastic.
Yes,
Fantastic.
definitely.
So what made you leave after you know, spending all that time at school, and then now you've left. Fill us in. Yeah, I know, because I know your school.
Let me fill you in. So I applied for a job as a health and social care lecturer at the Manchester College, which is an associate lecturer for Sheffield Hallam University. Applied for it as an agency staff, and I got the job. I was like, oh, great. It was only temporary. I thought, okay, that's fine. We can do this. And my boss said to me, first day meeting me, said to me, what's your career plans? Well, I don't know. I just want to teach, you know, whatever. So he said, do you want to teach adults? So I was teaching sixth form at the time. Do you want to teach adults? I said, yeah. We can sort that out for you. Not a problem. And then he gave me an opportunity to write a degree for Sheffield Hallam University. I was like, wow. So within weeks, I got a permanent position at the college. So I was like, this is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. And I was working across two different sites, Harper Hay and Openshaw, and love what I do, teaching adults, helping them to get into their career paths. But what I noticed, there was a shift in my teaching. I would start my teaching with positive affirmations. Okay. I'm like, right, guys. Then I'd say, tomorrow you need to come to your lecture with a journal and a pen, go to Home Bargains and get it. And they would do it. These are adults. So they're like, okay. Then I'm like, what are your goals? And they're looking at me like, I'm sure we're on a health and social care course. So they would do it anyway. They'd write down their goals. All right, I tell them all the action steps. These are the action steps that you need to take. And they're like, I'm not sure if I'm on the right course, Tarnya. I came for health and social care. And I said, I'm that teacher. You just need to do what you're told. And they absolutely loved it because I was absolutely passionate, not just about their education, but also what is it else do you want to do in life? A lot of them were written off. A lot of them were discounted. But I said, no, you got to change the story, change that narrative. You are the leading star in your own movie. Some people who are extras need to get fired. You need to fire them, okay? Because you have the right. You're the leading star. So I used to help them. And then it came to a point where I was getting stretched and challenged. I wrote the degree for Sheffield Hallam. I'd teach across 2 sites. I was marking dissertations. I was teaching level 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's like from your A level right up to degree level. I was teaching across 2 sites. It got manic, and I had to make a decision. I don't know if anyone on this call has had to ever make a decision. That decision.
Yeah.
You either, with this decision, you either retreat or you step out into your comfort and out of your comfort zone. And I thought, what am I going to do?
Oh, I don't know what's happened. Oh, what's happened?
She's back.
I don't.
I just said to, I don't know if I'm talking to myself. I don't know.
Can you believe that? What was I saying to you earlier? What was I saying to you? I was like, the internet always
happens.
Fine, and then all of a sudden it's gone silly.
It always happens, Lesleye. Always happens. So I was
sorry about that technical problem.
That's fine. Technology for you.
Yeah.
So in 2017 in December, my pastor preached a message. Pastor Paul Lloyd from Victory Outreach said, "Are you owning your future?" And that really resonated with me. And I was like, I kind of am, because I'm teaching, you know, imparting knowledge. That's what I'm born to do.
Yeah.
But something I was like, no, you're not. You're not living to your full potential.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
How did that make you feel?
I thought I was.
Yeah.
But I said, what more can I do? I'm doing it, aren't I? And then the book came back to me, write your story. And I've been told for many, many years, my good friend Chantal, like we've been friends for like 21 years. She's like, you need to write that book. I'm like, no. Because didn't have the confidence to do it. Who is going to read Tanya's boring story? Dad didn't want to know. Like, you know, kind of thing. I was like, who's going to read that?
Yeah.
And obviously those negative voices stops you. That fear, that false evidence appearing real stops you from doing what you're born to do.
Yeah.
But the Tarnya I used to be no longer served me. So what did I do? I served notice to negative mindset.
Wow.
I served notice to low self-esteem. And I said, January 2018, guess what? I'm going to write my book, Open Doors. And I did. Every single day, I would get up early. I'd go to bed late. Everyone knows me that I don't work weekends. Someone just messaged me before, can I have this? I said, sorry, the office is closed and I'm back on Monday. I don't do weekends. But you know what? I worked that week. I worked weekends. 6 weeks later, the book was complete.
That's amazing. That's just amazing. So if
and
anybody's out there who wants to write a book in 6 weeks, you need to get in touch with this lady. Okay. Go on,
and the
Tarnya.
reason why it was done so quickly, it wasn't meant to be done quickly. My goal was to finish it by the summer. It was in me. Yeah. And I believe people on this call, you have a goal, you have something that's in you and it needs to be birthed. Yeah. You know, when you're pregnant and you're like overdue, I've never been overdue. Both kids were early. But when you have this heaviness and it needs to come out, sometimes you'll need assistance, you'll need a coach, you'll need an accountability partner, but that thing needs to come out, and that thing came out. And then I became a best-selling author in April.
Fantastic. Absolutely
How
amazing.
would I have known that was possible if I didn't serve notice to certain things?
Yeah.
So I'm not just saying this to impress, like, oh, look at me, check me out. No. I'm telling you what's possible. I was born to a teenage mother. She was left out on the streets, kicked out, boyfriend left her. We had nothing, but we pursued and worked hard. So it's possible for you also to do the same. I'm nothing special. I'm just a normal, ordinary person doing extraordinary things, not for me, but for others. And that's what your purpose is about. My purpose isn't for me. It's for others, for my children, for my children's children. And that's what I do. And I'm very big on that. I'm not selfish at all. No, it's about other people. And that's what it's all about. So that's what I did. I retrained. I wrote my 6-week online coaching program. Guess how long it took me? 6 weeks. I got something about 6 weeks. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Lesleye got something with 7 weeks. You've got something with 6 weeks. So yeah. I mean, wow, amazing.
Wow. You know, so that is just, I'm just doing it. And then 2 years later, if I tell you the journey of my 2 years of being a coach, you wouldn't believe it, because on camera, it's like, motivate you. Behind closed doors, it was a struggle. My mindset was like, you just need to go back to your job. What do you think you're doing? You just need to go back and do what you was doing before. Oh, come on, please. I even, Lesleye, I haven't shared this with much people, but I feel I need to share this with somebody. Last year, I think it was at the end of last year, I closed my business.
What?
I closed my business.
Wow.
I started to listen to the negative thoughts.
Oh, wow.
It was hard. It was a struggle. But you know what? It's necessary for us to do what we need to do. Definitely. And it's possible. Yeah. And then something awakened in me. And I said, you know what, Tarnya? Come on. Like we said, I get knocked down, but I get up again. And I got up again. And I had that fight in me. Yeah. And said, come on. And you know what? They didn't actually close the business because it was over Christmas. So they didn't even have time to close it anyway. So it's still open. That was a sign right there. Wow. And I just pursued. And do you know what, Lesleye? There's a key thing. Determination. Yeah. Perseverance. And don't give up. And that's what I did. I pursued. And look at this now. My business has gone international. I'm
Yeah.
now being mentored by Les Brown. I'm now being coached by John Tallarico.
Fantastic.
So
amazing things are happening, and I'm
yeah,
so glad that you carried on, because if you wouldn't have carried on, we probably wouldn't have met each other.
no,
And I first met Tarnya. It was
in
in
Sheffield.
February in
Yeah.
Sheffield, and there was just something about you, and it just drew me to you. And I thought, you know what? I like this woman. I like it. I like what you had to say with the vision boards. I thought that was amazing, because when I started my journey in 2017, I thought that was my life, going to work for the council, living in Leeds. You know, it was only until Mr. Les Brown came into my life and he told me everybody's here for a purpose. And I was like, what? Really? And I wanted to investigate that. I wanted to find out what he meant, you know.
Yeah.
So I just love the man so much, because I would be in Leeds doing what I was doing, and we would never have met. So, you know, I just thank Les Brown for this. This is amazing.
And can you imagine now that you met Les them years ago?
Yes.
And now I'm being coached by him.
Fantastic.
And now it's coming to our VIP group.
Let me tell everybody. So, yes, in 2000, when Les Brown came in my life in October the 28th, 2017, and I searched Les Brown, and I was shocked and so happy that he was going to be in England in January 2018. I bought my ticket and I went to see Mr. Les Brown. Tarnya has got a VIP membership, and I'm one of Tanya's. Well, am I one of your? I'm in Tanya's group. Tanya is my ability coach. Is that right? Pushing me forward. No.
No, it's not ability.
It's not ability.
Accountability.
Accountability. That's it. Thank goodness you're here. So yeah, so to have Les Brown, for me to join her group, and to have Les Brown come in to see us, and we can ask him a question. Yay! Woo! I am just overwhelmed. How does that feel? How does it feel, Mr. Les Brown? I mean, it's amazing.
You know what? It's possible. And I'm telling you, when you have a dream and a vision, go after it, because your purpose is not for you, it's for others. So 4 weeks ago, this is how quickly things happen when you take productive action. So about 4 or 5 weeks ago, my husband said, you need to listen to this Les Brown podcast. All right. He always sends me things to listen to. He's always encouraging me. So I listened to it, blew me away. And at the end, Les Brown said, contact him. I was like, you know, some people say contact you, but they don't really mean it. And I thought, is he one of them? I'm not sure. So anyway, I did it. I reached out. The next day, Lesleye, he emailed me and said, call me. And he gave me his mobile number. I was like, is this for real? So I'm like, oh, my husband's like, just call him. What's wrong with you? So I called him and he was telling me about his squirrels. Okay.
No way. Oh my God. You're having a conversation with Mr. Les Brown, my idol. He's my idol. Oh, wow.
Then the phone cut out and then he called me back, video, WhatsApp.
Wow.
Lockdown hairstyle. I'm thinking.
Excellent.
I don't know, should I answer this? It's Les Brown. Should I answer it?
Hello?
So I'm like this. Yeah, hi. And he's foaming his afro. Hiya, Tarnya, you all right? I was like, oh my gosh. So he said to me, I can do, because I asked him to do a video for my group, your group, just 7 tips, because 7 is his lucky number, it's about motivational tips. He said, I can do one better. So get them to read my book. I've just come out with a new book. And then I'll come to the group and I'll talk to them. I was like, oh my gosh, really? Amazing. Yes. And then after that, I signed up to his coaching program. 7 weeks. I've got 2 weeks left. I can't believe it's gone by so quickly.
Wow.
And then John Tellerico, who is Les Brown's client, he's got a coaching program. It's 6-month coaching program.
Wow.
And it's really just getting to step into that, your whatever purpose or goal that you have, and just thinking big and just going for it. And I signed up. I was like, where do I sign up? Because I'm hungry to serve my clients better and to develop myself as an individual. And it's been amazing. And there's so many doors that have been opened since I've signed up to both these legends. And Bob Proctor is also my coach as well, because it's the Bob Proctor program that I'm on. And I'm just like, wow, amazing things happen when you just step out. But if you just retreat, you're going to stay mediocre.
Yeah.
And mediocre, do you want to stay like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Or do you want to live your life on purpose?
There you go. You know what, Tanya, I so agree with that, because if I didn't take that chance on myself and push myself forward, I wouldn't be here. And I think it's that belief. It was like, I needed that belief. And I mean, still now, I still doubt myself. But
of course, we all do all the time.
I push myself, like fear, I pushed myself through it. Them negative voices, I pushed myself through it and really stay focused as much as I can. And it's just, I so agree with that. It's just amazing. And you're doing amazing work. It's just absolutely fantastic.
And so are you, Lesleye. I'm going to share. Have I got permission to share about your book?
Go
Lesleye, you came to me for a coaching session. Tell me about all these goals and stuff you've got. And I'm like, yeah, my brain's going like boom, boom, boom. You just casually mentions you want to write a book, and then you move on to another subject. I was like, no, wait. You need to pause right there. Did you say book? Okay. This is what we're going to do. Title, chapters, boom, boom, boom. Here you go. Within an hour, and then like, here you go, Lesleye. Then 2 weeks later, this is Lesleye who just casually mentions a book. Tarnya, I'm not sure. Oh, are you sure? 2 weeks later, Lesleye has written 7,500 words to her book. Why? Because it's in her. That's why. And it's amazing. You are doing amazing. You're stepping out and doing it. You've got your YouTube. So everyone needs to subscribe to her YouTube channel. You've got this Let's Start a Conversation. And there's lots more things I can't say that Leslie's got in the pipeline. And I am excited.
Oh, Tanya, thank you so much for that. You know, I just, you've just, and you know what's done it? Because, I am hungry. Yeah, I want to move forward. I want to just, now that I know I can do it, I want to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, because it's in me, and I know it is possible to achieve and grab them dreams and goals, and it's there. And the doors what are opening, the people who I'm meeting on the journey, it's just been amazing. You know, and you're just amazing. You're just fantastic. So thank you. So where do you go now? What's your purpose? What's your next step? What are you doing?
My next step is to interject and say, my name is Tarnya. It's got an R in there. It's Tarnya, Tarnya. Because there's a little slip that you keep calling me Tanya, okay? And it's Tarnya. I'm not trying to be posh, everybody.
No, I know you're not.
It's got an R in there. Can you?
Yes.
It's got an R in it.
Yeah, it has. And I kept on practicing before I came on. It's Tarnya, you know.
My husband just calls me T. When I first met him, he couldn't pronounce it, and I thought it was getting on my nerves. All my life, I'm 44 years old. All my life, no one can pronounce my name. People I'm trying to be posh. I was like, no, I'm not.
No, you're not. That's your name.
Just call me T. So he just calls me T. That's it. He just calls me T, right? So I'm like, okay.
So what is next for Tarnya?
Where do I go from? Where do I go from here? Your direction.
Go on, girl. Sing it to us.
Direction. Where I'm going is, I don't know. But all I know, I have 3 coaching programs, which I'm absolutely excited about. And that's what I just did my filming on my coaching programs. And I believe they're just going to another level. I am writing my 3rd book, which is exciting. And I'm doing a regular coaching call on the Withenshaw FM with Amos Madra. And that's on a Friday, I think it's been moved to. So that's nice to do regular coaching sessions on his radio station. I'm writing my 3rd book. Also, what's exciting is Les Brown is doing a Power Voice Summit. And he's choosing 12 people from the group to share his Facebook platform to share our 15-minute story. I don't know if I've told you this, Lesleye.
No, you haven't. Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so what we've had to do, we had to upload a 3-minute story. So I uploaded it, we got feedback. He gave us feedback. Then he said, I need to tell a joke in there. I'm like, I'm not even funny. So that's going to be really difficult. And I thought, okay, whatever. And then I need to bring more energy to it, right? So I was like, okay, I'm British and I'm reserved. So, okay. So he said, right, you need to do a 15-minute video. So I was like, right, okay. Did the 15-minute, even though I was scared through the whole process, did it anyway. Yeah. Did a 15-minute video, got my feedback from him a couple of weeks ago. Bring more energy to it. How much more energy do you want me to bring? So I was like, okay. So I've been practicing that. So he's at the end of August, he's going to announce 12 people. He's doing a Power Voice Summit on the 12th of September to share his Facebook platform. So I'm like, is it going to be me? I don't know. So I'm just practicing and rehearsing my 15 minutes to have the opportunity. But also, as we said, Les is coming to our group. At the end of the month. John Tellerico, he's coming in September. He's the #1 consultant on the Bob Proctor program. So he's a Hollywood movie producer as well. So I'm very fortunate to have that. So I'm just really excited with the open doors and that what's taking place. And who knows, after Les Brown's been mentored by me, and maybe I might just partner with him and do something together.
Who knows? Who knows? So would you say that's your biggest achievement in your life? What's your biggest achievement?
Wow. Oh, my biggest achievement in life. Wow, that's a very, very good question, Lesleye. It's something I've never really thought about because I was just saying to my husband before, I'm the type of person that I'll do something, then I'll just move on to the next thing. Yeah. My book, Open Doors, I've never read it. Oh. I wrote it, moved on. Wrote a second book, wrote it, moved on.
Wow.
Did a coaching course, I just move on. And that's not really healthy. And I don't encourage people to do that because I'm very much on the go all the time. And Jackie Bailey's always encouraging me I need to relax. I need to be more being. I need to just chill out a bit more. So what I'm trying to do now is to reflect on because I've come from a very, very long way. My book, Open Doors, doesn't really tell a lot about my story, just about a few things. Yeah. But I've gone through some stuff. Yeah. And it's been hard. Yeah. But it's necessary for me to go through that because I've become the person that I am today. Yeah. And my biggest achievement is, one of my biggest achievements is actually just leaving my job, leaving my comfort, my security of my finances, amazing career, and pursuing my life's purpose, which is to empower others, is to encourage others, to coach others. That's what my dream is, my purpose. And that's what I'm doing now. So I'm really blessed to be doing that and to have you and the others. I don't think you understand how much energy you bring to my life, guys. I'm telling you, I'm so blessed and fortunate. And to see you guys excel. And I want to see my group super exceed me and what I've ever done. I want to see the best for everyone, even more than I've done. And that's what I think is one of my biggest things, just doing it. And this only birthed through the lockdown, Lesleye.
Wow.
It wasn't even on my radar. It was through the lockdown that this was birthed. Yeah. So I think that's one of my biggest achievements.
Yeah. Brilliant. So how do people get in touch with you if somebody wanted to? So wait a minute, if somebody was feeling they wanted to achieve it, because your affirmation is, I can, I will, I've forgotten it.
so many.
That's rubbish. Yeah, you have, to be fair.
And I will. That's one of mine.
Yes.
Plan it, see it, and anticipate it is my
I love
other
that
one.
Yeah. So if somebody was feeling they had all these things going on, what would you, but they wanted to actually achieve this, but they don't know how to get from there to there. What advice would you give them?
Wow, that's a very, very good question, Lesleye, because I believe there are millions of people that are thinking like that right now. Over 50 million people have lost their jobs. There's 1 in 5 people that are hopeless, feeling hopeless. Suicide is on the increase, masses of redundancies, and it's going to increase and go up. But I believe it's your perspective on how you look at the situation. This is an opportunity for you to carve out your own future. This is the time now to reflect and think, you know what do I want to do? I dare you, I challenge you to write down your goals and what it is that you want to do. Because keeping it to yourself, your goals are movable. No one knows. But if you challenge yourself, say, you know what? I'm going to write it down. I'm going to speak it out. I'm going to manifest it. And then write down, what is it that you really want to do? Be daring, write it down. And it might be big and scary. I've got big and scary goals. I don't know how I'm going to do it. You're the same, Lesleye. But the thing is about starting where you are right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start. And then have an accountability partner. And sometimes having a coach really does help, because it helps you to have those aha moments. The light bulb goes on, the structure, the accountability, and all those things will help, and it propel you to go a little bit faster. And it's all about investing in yourself, because you're worth it. You're worth the investment. My friend said to me, there's transformation in the transaction. You know, whatever you put out in finances and you invest in a coach, you're going to earn so much more, not just financially, but you're going to be a better person. And you're going to be able to do what you need to do in a so much better way as well. So if you're feeling that way, it's about reaching out. And that's what's the important thing. That's very hard. I found that very hard growing up as a child, to reach out when I was struggling. But it massively helps. And then you can just sit down with that person. These are my goals. This is what I want to do. Okay. This is what I do. Let's bring some structure to that. What do you want to do? Okay, let's do this. And then I'll give you actionable steps. This is what you need to take. The date that you need to do it by. And I'll check on you. The accountability. And that's what it's about. And even though you're scared and you're fearful, you keep on stepping into it and keep on doing it. And yes, you feel uncomfortable, but guess what? You're going to grow. If you had met me, Lesleye, 21 years ago, you would not you would have went, what is that? And you would not have recognized me. I wouldn't even talk to you, Lesleye. I'll just look at you. Seriously, I just look at you. I'm like, okay. And I just carry on. I just sit there. I ain't interested.
Wow.
But that was my own insecurities. That's what I was trying to hide and mask. And that's what I was like for years. I was like that.
Wow. Look at you now. Fantastic. Doing amazing work.
I've got a coach myself, and I see the value in that. And I've got 2 coaches. So that's what I was bringing it out of me. It was untapped. So that Tarnya now is gone. And this is the new Tarnya. And it's not like, I still, get a little bit like, oh my God. I was coming here, I was driving here today. I'm thinking, oh, man, there's this program today. What am I going to say? Oh, do I look cool? Oh, you still get those things.
Yeah, you do.
I use strategy on how to overcome quite quicker than I used to in that.
But it's so nice when you just said that old Tarnya, she's gone and I've been reborn. It's so nice because I totally get that. Totally. I have just reborn. I have just come out of myself, and it's like I'm living my best life. I can honestly say that, and it just feels amazing.
And Lesleye, this is only just the beginning for you. This is just the beginning. So could you imagine what's to come? Be persistent. Be determined. And there's 3 things. It's possible. People have gone before us
Yeah.
and they've done it. So it is possible. It's necessary. What is it that you need to give up in order to pursue what you need to pursue?
Exactly.
Either let go or you be dragged. What do you need to let go? I needed to let go of some friends because they didn't serve me. I'm telling you, I was just there with them.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, no, this is not right.
Yeah.
So there's some things that you need. It's necessary for you to get up early.
Yeah.
Tell your flesh, I'm getting up. You need to get up, you know, and do what you need to do. Establish yourself a morning routine. My kids always say to me through the lockdown, where are you going today? Nowhere. That's because I'm getting up, getting dressed.
Yeah.
And I'm just going like I'm going to work.
Yeah.
My office is in my bedroom at the end of my bed. That's where I am right now. You got to do what's necessary.
Excellent.
And the key thing is, it's on you.
Yeah.
No one can do what Leslie's purpose to do. No one can do what I've got to do. And anyone on that call, whatever your purpose to do, it's on you. You've got to do it. Yeah. You got to live your life full, but die empty.
Go on, Mrs. Motivator. I love that. I love that. That is so true. I didn't understand it. Don't take all what you've got inside to the cemetery. You know,
yeah.
Get it all out of you now,
yeah.
and live your best life. And that is so true. Oh, wow. This has been
all you'll do is live life of regret. Those coulda, shoulda, wouldas moments.
Yeah. We don't want no. Do the best what you can now. And it doesn't matter if you do things wrong, because nobody knows you. So just keep moving forward.
Exactly. You fail your way forward. I still make mistakes. Yeah. And what? Learn from it. And I teach people, these are the mistakes I did, so don't do them. And this is how you should do it, or you can do it a little better. And I don't care. I say, I learn from my failures.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's brilliant. Oh, can you believe it, Tarnya? Did I say that right? Tarnya.
Tarnya.
It is now. It is now 7 minutes past 6 already.
No.
Oh, what a
you can chat.
You can chat, girl. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. So how can people get hold of you? We need to leave some links so people can get in touch.
Well, my house number is... No, so I'm on Facebook, Tarnya Coley. You can find me there. You can also find me on Instagram, TEA Coley. I'm also on LinkedIn as well. So I'm on those 3 platforms and you can find me there. My website is ibelieveIcan.co.uk. So on there, I have motivational videos. I have hints and tips. If you want some hints and tips on goals and motivation, I've got some free PDFs that you can have. I can email them to you. Subscribe to my channel, which is a motivational channel. And it's all about these hints and tips on how to move forward, how to get unstuck and just live your life of purpose on purpose. Because we were born to win. Amen. And I tell you, we are born to win.
Amen.
So subscribe. Check me out, add me, send a comment. I like to interact with people. Don't be shy.
Fantastic. Oh, thank you so much, Tarnya Coley. It has been amazing. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been brilliant. And I know people out there who are watching, they're going to be thinking, wow, let me write everything down. Write it down, read it every single day. Get yourself a vision board going. It's just get on Tanya's website, go and have a look, email her, Facebook her if you want to speak to her. Okay?
Because I'm doing actually, which is exciting, I'm doing a 30-day challenge, mindset, mastermind training. The 1st of October, it kicks off, and I'm really excited. I did it in June, and that was birthed through the lockdown as well. Wow. And I tell you what, it super exceeded my expectation. People were blown away buy the mastermind training. And it's absolutely brilliant because you get reflections, you get challenges, accountability, all types of stuff, 30 days, 30 videos, 30 challenges. And you know what, most important, Lesleye, why I would sign up, get me for 30 days. Oh my goodness.
Woo-hoo!
What more do you want?
Exactly. Full of energy, powerful, motivating you, keeps you going. That's what you need. That's what you need. Keep that belief in yourself. You need somebody who is full of energy, to keep you going. There's no point saying, I'm going to change, I'm going to start living my dream if you just sat back and you're not doing anything. You need to get some energy. You need to really feel it inside of you. Get yourself all pumped up and ready to go. I think that's amazing, amazing. Definitely we'll talk about that as well.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show, for joining us today. Let's start a conversation. Tarnya Coley, woohoo! Thank you.
Thank you
You've been
for having me.
absolutely amazing. I love you so
I'm
much.
privileged, Lesleye, to be on the show because this is part of your vision and you've allowed me to be a part of your vision. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Getting me all emotional. Thank you so much, guys. And I will see you all next week, Sunday at 5 p.m. We have got a brilliant guest. And I'm going to give you more information later on. But thank you so much for joining us today. And I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye.